This lesson is on track changes and how to use the reviewing toolbar. We'll also talk about inserting comments and then how you would accept or reject changes that someone did on your document. So the first thing we're going to do is open up this new document. So go up to the Office button and then open. And you're going to go to the M drive and find Computer Apps. So M drive, Computer Apps, and then in My Name, Ms. Johnson, and then Teacher Training Documents. And then you're going to open up Track Changes Practice. So it was just the M drive, Computer Apps, Ms. Johnson, Teacher Training Documents, and then Track Changes Practice. You're going to pretend that this is a document that someone sent to you and they were asking for editing to be done. Easy way to do that is click on the Reviewing tab up here. So click on Review, and then we're going to select Track Changes. So the very first option, I just select that. And now any change I make will be tracked. So if I delete this 10 and type 11, it's going to make the change. If I delete this 11 and make that 12, it documents that change. There's a couple things that you can do to personalize this. One is to go back to Track Changes and change the username. Where it says username here, yours probably says Home and School District or something else. You're going to change that to your first and last name. And now any changes you make are documented as your changes. Put your initials in here as well. This way, if someone has multiple people editing their document, and if you edit first and then you send it off to someone else to do some editing, they'll know who was making those suggestions. Click OK on that. And then the other thing you can do is under Track Changes, go to Change Tracking Options. And you can select what color you want your changes to be. So if you're inserting something, right now it's underlining that. You could make that different. You could say we want it italicized. We'll keep it as underline. And you could change the color. Maybe we want to have that change be in violet. Deletions, it makes sense to have them with the strike through so they notice. You could hide them. You could double underline, whatever works for you, but we'll stick with the strike through and we'll keep that. I'm going to change mine to blue. Yours is probably a red, so change it to blue. And then we'll just click OK. The next thing we're going to do is cross out the entire section here that says 2009-10. We're just going to delete that and change it to 2011, 2012. Put a space in there. And then the next thing, we're going to change Tuesday, February 23rd. We're going to add a 0, so it's 10 o'clock. But we're going to make the P an A, so it's 10 o'clock a.m. The last thing we're going to do is insert a comment. Comment would be if you want to communicate something, but you don't have a specific change. So click on New Comment. Wherever your cursor was, that's where that comment will insert. And I'm going to type in, where do you plan to publish this? That's my comment. And notice now you can see these changes, or the comment is off on the right hand side. This is the document I would send back to the person who developed this, and they would receive it. It would look like this, and they would decide what they wanted to do with this. One thing, if they wanted to accept everything, they could just look at this with the final version, and you can see all the changes already made. I'd want to click off of that so the comment disappears. However, I want to show you how to accept and reject the changes, so I'm going to go to the Final Showing Markup. We're going to go to the very first change. We're going to double click on that, and that change we do want to accept. So we just click on the Accept, and it automatically takes us to the next one, and accept that change. I also want to accept this one. Notice that you're first accepting one part of it, whether it was the deleting part or the adding new, depending on the order that things are in. And then you're accepting the other part. So for each of these I have to accept two things. So I'm accepting that, accepting that. Now the 10 a.m., that's not the time we want to do. So we're going to reject that. So I'm going to click on Reject, and again Reject. And then the comment, if I've read the comment, I understand it, then I can click on Reject and get rid of that comment, and now it's in the format that I would like, so I could go ahead and save this and use this document.